Just a month ago, the leader of the official opposition, John Steenhuisen, suggested that the national state of disaster was a necessary intervention in dealing with the country's rolling blackouts. Last week, during his State of the Nation address, President Cyril Ramaphosa seemed to answer his prayer.
The declaration of the state of disaster, which will begin with immediate effect.
But the DA has now instructed its attorneys to write to the Judge President of the Supreme Court of Appeal to obtain an urgent hearing date for the 2021 case in which it challenges Section 27 of the Disaster Management Act.
A national state of disaster is not narrowly tailored to dealing with specific blockages at Eskom, but instead it gives the COGTA minister and other ministers wide-ranging powers to make laws without parliamentary supervision. And so the DA's challenge to the constitutionality of Section 27 of the Disaster Management Act, the section that deals with a national state of disaster, is well known. You'll also see that the latest declaration of the national state of disaster does not detail what laws and regulations will need to be abridged in order to deal with the situation at Eskom, which confirms that the door is being opened to the kind of abuse suffered by South Africans under the COVID-19 lockdown.
The presidency has hit back, saying that the Western Cape Premier Alan Winde and Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis, both senior DA leaders, had urged the president to take bold steps to resolve the energy crisis and had specifically referred to the instituting of a national state of disaster. The presidency says that all South Africans must rally around government's efforts.
We must also emphasize that this is not the time for finger-pointing or politically motivated court actions or lawfare. This is the time to look past our ideological and political differences, and it's the time to work together in the interest of our nation, in the interest of growing the economy and sustaining livelihoods.
Labour Union Solidarity is also vowed to challenge a state of disaster in court. Other political parties like the EFF have also expressed opposition to it. As things stand, South Africans do not know what the national state of disaster will entail until regulations are gazetted at a date yet to be specified. An energy analyst gives insights into what needs to happen with regards to Eskom.
Hopefully, it will be broad enough to encompass access to disaster funds. It will be broad enough to allow Eskom to procure emergency equipment on a far more expeditious manner. It will hopefully also allow Eskom to take the necessary steps to rationalize some of the operations as far as excess activity and staff are concerned. There's a whole host of issues that need to be considered in the scoping of the regulations for the state of disaster.
Natasha Piri, SABC News, Johannesburg.